पुराने जमाने के
टीचिंग के तरीकों से
हमको क्यों पढ़ाते हैं, इट्स सो बोरिंग।
अब वेदांतु देगा प्रॉब्लम से छुटकारा।
हाय किड,
समझ आएगा तो मजा आएगा, मजा आएगा तो समझ आएगा।
बेस्ट टीचर्स पढ़ाए तो सिंपल लगे एवरीथिंग।
लीडर बोर्ड्स एंड क्विज़ेस से
Amazing.
learning हो जाए हैपनिंग। समझ आएगा तो मजा आएगा, मजा आएगा तो
Vedantu. Learn live online. To attend a free live class, download the app now.
Hey guys, how are you all? Welcome back to J Sprint at Vedantu. I'm sure that you guys are already having fun and must be having an awesome week with us. How are you all guys? Tell me. Yes, I can see that all of you are here already. Well, I can see Gursimran is here, Nishmitha Shetty is here, Ronit is here, Aryan is there. Well, tell my name. Okay, Shobhrani is here. Okay. Hi Asta, how are you? Well guys, welcome back. How are you all? How is the week going? I'm sure that this week must be fun-filled week. हम लोगों ने 12th standard के topic start कर दिए हैं. Yes, Mohammed, I'm here. How are you? Hi guys. How are you all? How are you? Physics is going awesome. Great. Yes. Vidur will be starting off with physics only. Do not worry. Well guys, this feels awesome. This feels every time when I'm here, I feel awesome with you guys. Well guys, I'm back. We started off J Sprint in the beginning of this month and we are almost midway to that. And today I'm back with another very, I will not say just interesting, I'll rather say that one of the most favorite chapters of JEE. That's why what we have done, the name that you see behind my back, current electricity, we have made it to go in 2 sessions. This is current electricity part 1. So I'll be meeting you guys again on Saturday with part 2. ऐसा करने का reason क्या है? What's the reason behind dividing this chapter into 2 is basically the number of questions which are asked in JEE from this topic are humongous. They are huge. Almost every JEE paper that you will scan, you'll find minimum 2 to 3 questions every single time from this chapter. And yes, that's why the reason is that I've divided this into 2 parts. आज हम लोग first part of the chapter cover करेंगे. उसमें क्या cover होगा, topics which you are supposed to focus on. I'm going to do just after this slide. Okay, जब सेशन 2 में जाएंगे तो वहां पे जो relevant topics हैं जिन पे ध्यान देना चाहिए हम उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. Okay guys, so if I'm audible and if you guys are ready, just write yo or yes in the chat box. Come on guys. Yes Bhuvan, new hairstyle, trying something new. Hi Siddharth, how are you? Well guys, yes, that's what I want. If you guys are ready, if you can hear me, if you can see me, just write yo in the chat box. By the way, those of you who are here for the first time, when I'm looking in this direction, I'm basically talking to all of you through this camera, and when I'm looking on this direction, that's basically where I read the chat box. Okay guys, so yes, I can see that all of you are ready. Okay, thank you Shobhrani, thank you so much. Yes, cool guys, तो आगे चलते हैं. बिफोर वी जंप टू द क्वेश्चन, अब मैंने नया रिचुअल बनाया है, मैं हर बार तुम्हें बताता हूं कि कौन कौन से टॉपिक्स पे ध्यान देना चाहिए. तो करंट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पार्ट 1 में जो टॉपिक्स हमें हमेशा दिमाग में रहने चाहिए, पहले उसके बारे में बात करते हैं. ओके गाइस, व्हाट यू सी इट ऑन द स्क्रीन आर द टॉपिक्स टू फोकस ऑन. These are the topics which you will keep in your mind. You will be able to solve the questions which we will be discussing today. Okay, so guys, फर्स्ट थिंग दैट यू शुड नो अबाउट द चैप्टर, एज द नेम सजेस्ट, इट्स करंट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. तो हमें करंट के बारे में सब कुछ पता होना चाहिए और सबसे ज्यादा बेसिक चीजें जो करंट से रिलेटेड हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, करंट इज रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय स्मॉल आई और कैपिटल आई एंड इज सीन एज द रेट ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ चार्ज इन अ कंडक्टर. एज यू नो दैट whenever there is electrons which are flowing in a conductor, specifically most of the time you'll find that d block elements which are mostly metals, उनमें बहुत सारे free electrons होते हैं. The free electrons keep on traveling from one point to another. If they are given a given direction, in a particular direction, if they start moving, they start creating an effect, which is what is studied in the chapter of current electricity. Okay, so we say that the amount of charge flowing per unit time is basically what you call as the value of the current which is flowing in that conductor. Also, we have another formula that you should know, written as NEAVD. I'm sure that you guys must have read this formula as well. where n stands for the number density of the electrons or the charge which are basically creating the current. E is basically the charge of a single electron, 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. Yes. A is the area of cross section of that conductor. तो जिस भी कंडक्टर में करंट फ्लो हो रहा है, say this is the direction in which current is flowing, the area of cross section is A. Okay, perpendicular to which is basically where the current, or you can say the charges, are flowing. Okay, and VD is basically how the electrons, when they are moving, you know that electrons का जो flow का direction है, current का direction उससे just opposite होता है. So if the current is flowing towards, say, the right side, then the electrons are flowing towards the left direction. Okay guys, so the speed with which the electrons are getting drifted. Now what does drift mean? Just imagine somebody got stuck inside a river which is flowing and the person doesn't know how to swim, and with that river flow, if that person is flowing along, then that person is not actually trying to swim, not trying to move. He is getting drifted along with the flow of the river. So that's what happens with the electrons whenever a battery is connected, whenever a power source is connected across a device or any conductor. So that's what happens to electron. They keep on drifting along the direction of say the electric field, or opposite to that actually. Okay. Now this is what we should know about the basics of electric current. Second thing that we should know is voltage, and voltage is something which we discussed in the previous chapter, by the way. वहां पे वोल्टेज नाम नहीं दिया था, वहां पे इसे बोलते हैं इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल. या नो प्रॉब्लम अमन, इवन इफ यू आर लेट, वेलकम. वी आर जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट द बेसिक थियरी ऑफ द चैप्टर. सो what is voltage? Voltage is nothing but the potential difference. And if you remember last time when we were speaking about electrostatics, I told you that potential is defined as the amount of work done in making a charge move from one point to another by the external agent, and that charge has to be 1 coulomb. Okay, so voltage is basically the same thing. It's basically the work done per unit charge. Okay, W by Q. Okay, fine guys. Now coming to the third element important in this chapter, which is resistance. Resistance का जो formula है, first of all, resistance is something which does not depend upon current or voltage which is flowing in a conductor. Rather, it depends upon the, you can say, the material of the body in which the current is flowing. So how the formula goes, as you all know, is written as rho L by A, which means what? Rho is basically not the density but the resistivity. How much resistance a conductor is going to offer will be calculated on the basis of the resistivity. L is the length of that conductor and A is the area of cross section of that conductor. Okay guys, so what is resistance? Resistance, as the literal meaning of the word says, it's basically something which tries to hinder. Now what does this thing try to hinder? It tries to hinder the motion of the charges. If the charges are not able to flow very easily, then the resistance is very high. If they are very easily able to move, then the resistance is relatively low. Okay, so that's what resistance is. Okay, next thing that you will find many questions from are from temperature variation of resistance, and temperature variation of resistance is written as R equal to R naught 1 plus alpha delta T. ये formula सबने देखा होगा. Okay, now this formula tells you that how with temperature the resistance of a conductor changes. As you can see, we are adding something from something into R naught. If you multiply R naught inside, it becomes R naught plus R naught alpha delta T. So whatever was the resistance at, say, T equal to 0, say that was R naught. Then at a given temperature change, the value of resistance will increase by R naught alpha delta T. What exactly is alpha? Well, alpha is called the temperature coefficient of resistance, or you can say the coefficient of resistance. Okay, which coefficient? The thermal coefficient, you can say. Yeah. Okay guys, और chapter की जो heart and soul है, as you all know, is basically the Ohm's law, which you guys started studying much earlier before you came to 11th standard also. 10th standard mein I think you guys came across this formula for the first time. Ohm's law is basically written for conductors, and it says that V is equal to IR. इसका क्या मतलब है? Whatever voltage that you are applying across any conductor, it's going to create some possibility for the charges to flow in that conductor. So when I was saying that electrons will be drifting, why will they be drifting? They will drift only when you apply an electric field, and whenever you apply an electric field, you basically create a potential difference. So we say that the ratio of V and I is basically what you calculate from this particular understanding of Ohm's law. That is what we say is a constant. We usually say that V is proportional to I. So when you remove the proportionality, this is what you get. That's the resistance of the conductor, which does not depend on V and I, by the way. It's always the ratio of V and I. They'll always proportionally change. Okay. Next thing that we should know is KCL, जिसका full form है Kirchhoff's current law, or sometimes it's also called as the junction law. What exactly junction law is? Well, just imagine any railway station junction. We say that the number of trains which are approaching the junction should be equal to the number of trains which are going out of that junction, right? So say if you have any electrical circuit in which at a given junction, say this junction is J, say current I1 and I2 are approaching, and say I3 is leaving, then we say that the net algebraic sum of the current should be equal to 0, और बहुत simple words में अगर उसे लिखना है तो we say that I1 plus I2 should be equal to I3. That means net incoming current, the total incoming current should be equal to the total outgoing current on that junction. That's what KCL says. And what is KVL? It's Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law is also known as loop rule. What does it say? It says that in any given electrical circuit, say you are dealing with a given electrical circuit which has a resistance, more resistance, and say there is a battery also connected to it. So across this circuit, we say that the net value of all the voltages and potential difference, the algebraic sum of all potential difference values should be equal to 0 in a loop. So there could be multiple loops in a given question. We will see many questions which will be based upon the Kirchhoff's voltage law. So even if there are multiple loops available, you will just have to choose any loop, and what you need to do, take the value of all the voltages which are happening on the battery, on resistance, say if there are capacitance available, say if there is inductor available, consider all the energy consuming and energy supplying devices, take the net value of voltage on them or potential difference on them, add them, equate it to 0. That's what you do in KVL. Okay, so don't worry, we'll be solving questions which will be based upon KVL. And last thing is something that we already know, yes, but it is very important. Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone bridge is a specific type of circuit. When we speak about Wheatstone bridge का circuit हम सबको पता होना चाहिए. According to this, say you have an arrangement such that you have 5 resistances, R1, R2, R3, R4, and you have a resistance in the middle branch. What is Wheatstone bridge, or the condition for Wheatstone bridge is if the ratio of R1 by R2 becomes equal to R3 by R4, then we say that the Wheatstone bridge condition is satisfied. And in that case, what happens there? You say that this branch does not get any current. Why it does not get any current? Say if you consider this point as P and this one as Q, then there is no current, or rather potential of P and Q. The potential of this point and potential of this point become equal. So there is no potential difference, so no flow of current. That's why this simplifies to a circuit which looks like something like this. It will just have 2 branches. Here you will have R1 plus R3, and you will have in the lower branch as R2 plus R4. And you will just simplify the circuit to solve it very simply from series and parallel combination. Yes, one thing I forgot to tell you, that whenever we are dealing with series and parallel combinations, so I'll just use this space for all of you. Okay, so when we write series resistance, I'm sure you already know this, you just simply add all the resistances, unlike capacitors. And if you are speaking about parallel combination, then reciprocals are added. So this is how you are going to go forward. Yes or no? Okay. Fine, guys. So these are the topics that we are supposed to cover. I'm going to get aside for around 3 seconds, take a screenshot, and then we head to the first problem. Okay guys, come on, your time starts now. So 3, 2 and 1. Yes, somebody is saying, Rishikesh is saying that please teach nodal analysis. I have that question for you today. I will be solving a question on something called as nodal analysis. वहीं पे explain भी करूँगा. Nodal analysis is something which is related to KCL. तो वहाँ पे explain करूँगा जब वो question पे आएंगे, आ जाएंगे उस question के ऊपर. I'll explain you what exactly nodal analysis is. So don't worry. Yeah, Tarun, let's start guys. Okay? Cool. So let's go forward from here. Okay, you can see that the first question on your screen is there. Question is from JEE 2004 and start ही short trick से करेंगे. What do we have to do? Question में हमें पता लगाना है what is the total current supplied to the circuit by the battery. Simply, what is the current which started from the battery in this given circuit which is there. We have to find that out. Circuit is here. Yeah. Okay. So what is given to us, guys? We have been given a battery of 6 volts and then there are complicatedly arranged resistances which are there. Okay, and we have to find out that what is the current that starts from this battery. So I current, how much that current is. We will not try to solve this question from KVL or KCL because वो करने जाएंगे तो maybe relatively ज़्यादा time हम spend करेंगे. Because what will happen if you will reach here, you will have to branch out the current I1, I2, फिर यहाँ जाओगे, फिर कुछ और branching out करना पड़ेगा. Then you will come here. Things might become relatively complicated. This question doesn't demand that. तो सुनो ध्यान से क्या करना होगा. ये मेथड मैंने, अगर आपने लास्ट वाला सेशन मेरा अटेंड किया था, इफ यू गाइस अटेंडेड माय इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक्स सेशन, ये मेथड मैंने वहां पे भी बताया था विद रिस्पेक्ट टू कैपेसिटेंस एंड इट इज इक्वली वैलिड फॉर द रेजिस्टेंसेस एज वेल. ओके, सो लेट्स जस्ट गो अहेड एंड पे अटेंशन टू दिस पार्ट. व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू गाइस, जो भी इंडिविजुअल पॉइंट्स हैं, आई एम गोइंग टू गिव देम some name. I'm going to basically label the diagram now. Let me call this point as A. Okay, and told you last time, if you start moving in the circuit on any of the branches, pay attention to this guys. If I consider that this point is A, that basically is a junction. So that junction is A, and from that junction I'll start moving in the circuit anywhere randomly. And while moving, if you come across a resistor, a capacitor, a battery or inductor or basically anything, if you come across that, then the point will no more be the same point, the potential will change. So let me just demonstrate how do we do that. So if I go on this upper branch, I don't find any resistance, any capacitor, any battery or any inductor as well. That means nothing changed here, no energy was added or lost. So point remains of the same potential, that is A. Okay, but now when I move in the circumference again, because this looks like a circle to me, so if I'm moving in this circumference guys, then now I find a 3 ohm resistance. So when I reach to this point, I cannot say that the point which I'm encountering is A. No, that's not A anymore. So let me give it a new name. Say that is B. Okay, so far so good. Now if I move from B to this point or A to this point or this A to this point, you can see that from all the points you come across resistance in all the branches. That means what? You'll have to give it a new name. Let's call it C. Okay, मैंने क्या किया अब तक? Point A define किया, सर्किट में मूव करना शुरू किया. अगर कुछ नहीं मिला बीच में तो पॉइंट रिमेन्स द सेम, कुछ मिल गया बीच में तो पॉइंट चेंज्ड. यहां से भी देख सकते हो, यहां से अगर ब्रांच में कुछ नहीं होता तो ये पॉइंट A रहता, but now because there is a battery, so point changed, and then we move to the center point that is also coming after some resistance coming in between. Okay, now guys, what you need to do next, because your battery is connected between A and B, always keep those points at the extreme, and you just had another point that is C in between. Okay, now the interesting part, just look at the resistances and the points between which they are connected. कौन से दो points के बीच में वो connected है, बस वो पता लगाओ और उन्हें यहाँ पे हम लोग लिखना शुरू करेंगे. So see this, first resistance is 2 ohms, that is between A and C. Next resistance is 6 ohms, that is also between A and C. So A or C, they have two resistances which are connected across the same potential difference, because A का जो potential है, say that is VA, C का potential is VC. So both the resistance is 2 ohm and what? Your 6 ohms. Both of them are connected across the same potential difference. And whenever things are connected across same potential difference, we know that things are connected in parallel. That means what? I'll take the two resistances here and I will draw them so that they are in parallel. This is 2, this is 6. Okay. Now, next one is say from B to C. Between B and C, you have a 1.5 ohm. So this is 1.5 ohms, guys, or 3 by 2. Simple. And you have another one. You had 4, so fourth one is here between A and B, and that is 3 ohms. So यहाँ पे draw कर देते हैं. Okay, guys. So this is 3 ohms. Okay. और battery हमने A और B के बीच पे लगा के रखी हुई है. So this is where the battery has been connected. So this is basically your simplified circuit diagram. Okay. Yeah. Now let's simplify this. 2 and 6 are in parallel. We know that when things are in parallel, so Rp is basically R1, R2 by R1 plus R2. Okay. That means what? 2 into 6 divided by 2 plus 6, that is 8. 2 cancels this 8 4 times. That means this comes out to be 3 by 2, which means what? You can replace these two resistances by a single resistance, and that single resistance will be 3 by 2, and that is what? 1.5, guys. Okay. Now see this. A to B, 1.5 and 1.5 are connected in series, and then one more resistance is there which is in parallel, that is 3. So 1.5 and 1.5 will become how much? Now you don't even need to solve it separately. You see that this is also 3 ohms because series mein resistances will get added. So in series 1.5 got added to give you 3. Now 3 and 3 are in parallel. That means what? R equivalent, RAB comes out to be 3 by 2. You can do that. 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 will be 2 by 3. Reciprocal is 3 by 2. So this is the equivalent resistance of this circuit. Means what? If I have to draw a simplified diagram, this is what the diagram looks like. This is a battery of 6 volts. This resistance is 1.5 ohms or 3 by 2, and some current I has been supplied by the battery. That means what? By using Ohm's law now. So what does Ohm's law say? Ohm's law say that V is equal to IR, so I is equal to V by R equivalent here. So RAB, how much is V? V is 6 volts, and this is 3 by 2. So 3 by 2, which makes it I equal to 4 ampere. Okay, that means the correct answer to this question is option A. How did you like the trick? In fact, let's not call it a trick, guys. Let's not call it a trick. It's basically a method, a very genuine method which will work for n number of times. आज ये first question नहीं है जो ऐसे solve होगा. I'll give you another question. In fact, I'll ask you guys to solve that question when we come to that. It's a question from 2018 which we will come to. वहाँ पे I'll ask you to apply this method, and then we'll see that the question will be, it'll look difficult, but it'll be very, very, very simple. Okay, loved it. Awesome, guys. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Amazing, amazing. आज बहुत enthu में है सब लोग. I like that. Cool, guys. So आगे चलते हैं. Well, this was our first question, that is from JEE 2004. Or for those of you who are here after a long time and are not coming regularly or are here for the first time, for all of you, this is me, Yasuri sir, and people who know me already, they know me that I'm also called Mogambo. Yes or no? Why am I called Mogambo? Why am I called Mogambo, guys? Well, whenever you guys will be solving any question today, tomorrow, anytime, and you'll be cracking any examination, to Mogambo khush hota hai. Okay, guys, so that's why I like being called Mogambo for that reason. Okay, so if you guys are already having fun with me as usual, then my request, LSS, like this channel, share with your friends, and subscribe to this channel if you have not already. Okay, quick revision to what has been done and what will be happening this week. Well, currently we are at the electricity chapter, and this is what we are studying right now. In general, the schedule that we follow for physics. We meet here every Tuesday, Thursday and Friday at 7:30 sharp, and uske baad mein, if I have to tell you about chemistry and maths, happens at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock on the schedule which is given to you guys here. I'll let you take the screenshot in some time. Before this, I know that you guys had chemistry ki chart with Pahul sir, your very own favorite Pahul sir. Alkyl halides ka part 2 aap logon ne complete kiya, and tomorrow you'll be meeting very energetic Harsh sir, and he'll be talking about mole concept, one of the very, very, very interesting topics in chemistry. Yes, physical chemistry. Yes or no? So you guys will be meeting Harsh sir tomorrow. Well, for all of you who are not aware about the syllabus as such, the syllabus, basically the schedule that we follow, I'll be getting aside for 2 seconds. Take a screenshot. Yes, Rudraksh, I'm telling your name. Okay, guys, I've started feeling like I know you guys already. Yes, Rudraksh, I've spoken your name. Yes, yes, yes. Now, Veer Thakur, we are going to take the car to the next step. This was gear 1. Now we'll take it to gear 2. Okay? Chalo. तो आगे चलते हैं. Now, this question is for all of you guys to answer, and this is from this year's JEE. इस बार मैंने बिल्कुल starting में JEE 2019 का question डाल दिया है. What you see on the screen, guys, is a graph which is drawn between the charge as well as the time. Okay, so this is how the charge is flowing, or you can say this is how the charge is changing with time, and what we have to find out is the value of the current at t equal to 4 seconds. So t equal to 4 second पे मुझे बताओ कि current का value क्या होगा. You have your options here, and if you guys can answer this, then how do I get to know that? By you putting it in the chat box or in the comment box. Come on, I'll give you 10 seconds for this thing, though it doesn't require that much, but still I'll give you 10 seconds. Yes, try answering this. Wow, awesome, awesome. इतना यूनानिमस आंसर मैंने इससे पहले मेरे सेशन में नहीं देखा है. I haven't seen so many people answering the same thing. Amazing. Very nice. Okay, guys. So the last 3 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Amazing, guys. Amazing. Yes, answer is option A without even trying to solve it. Why? Because मैंने आज ही बताया था, current is basically what? It's dq by dt. थोड़ा सा calculus की तरफ जाते हैं. Let's go towards the calculus part of it. Whenever we draw a graph, on the graph, you see this is y-axis, this is x-axis, and if I say this is y and this is x, then how do you write the slope of that thing? Slope of that graph is written as change in y by change in x. Yes, you already know this. According to the given situation, of physics mein what happens? X and y basically they become the physical quantity, as you already know. So right now, charge is being plotted on y-axis and time is being plotted on x-axis. That means the slope is basically nothing but change in y, which is change in charge, divided by dx, that is change in time, in this time. And what is dq by dt? It's basically current. Means what? All you have to see is the slope of this graph. I hope that you know how to see the slope of the graph. That is something which is very fundamental for all of us to know. Okay. Now, in the first half of it, you can see that it has some slope. You can calculate that slope also. This is 2 divided by 2. That means 1. So this angle is basically 45 degree. Okay. But then we are not interested in this region between 0 to 2. We are interested in the region which is somewhere here. T equal to 4 second पे. Okay. और 2 से लेकर 6 में, if you will look at the slope of the graph, that slope is basically 0, which simply means charge का value at t equal to 2 second is say 2.5, t equal to 4 पे भी 2.5, t equal to 6 पे भी it is 2.5, which means what? Change in charge delta q in this zone is actually 0. So no charge is actually changing, no charge is actually flowing. So if there is no charge flowing, that means what, guys? Yes, very simply, answer is 0. No current is flowing, doesn't change. I'm happy to see, Mogambo सच में खुश हुआ knowing that you know this concept very well. Very good, guys, very good. Cool, let's go ahead. आगे बढ़ते हैं, next question पे जाते हैं. Let's see this question. Yeah, that was a JEE question. JEE 2019 question it is. Can't believe it, right? Yes. Current electricity, as I said, is one of the most favorite topics of JEE, and इसी topic में से every time you will find questions which are even simpler than laddu questions. What you study in Pulkit sir's class and उनकी language में जब बात करते हैं, तो these questions you can see that ये लड्डू questions से भी ज़्यादा मीठे हैं, बहुत simple है. Yes or no? Okay. Yes, JEE 2019 question. Let's go ahead to the next question, which is from JEE 2004 again. Now, look at the screen and try to focus on the diagram which is given. You can see that there are two resistances, R1 and R2. They have some current flowing, I1 and I2. And there is a battery which is connected across this parallel combination having a voltage V. So what does question wants us to find out? It says that an electric current is passed through the circuit containing two wires of same material. So basically they have the same value of their resistivity. So their resistivity is same. So if they have the same resistivity, guys, that means their rho is same. Okay, and they are connected in parallel obviously. So if the length and the radii of these wires are in the ratio 4:3 and 2:3, then we have to find out the ratio of I1 to I2. Okay, I can see that people have already started answering. Is you guys have become really fast. You guys are really sprinting. Very nice. Well guys, we know that current is, especially when the things are in parallel, we know that V will be equal. So V1 is V2. V1 and V2 are the potential drops on these two resistance wires. They have the same potential because they are connected in parallel. That means we can say I1 capital R1 is equal to I2 capital R2. Yes, that means what? We can say that I1 by I2 is equal to R2 by R1. Okay, and we know that how we write resistance. Resistance we write as rho L by A. And how do I write A for a cylindrical cross section? Area will be pi r square, the area of cross section. Which means what? For writing R2 by R1, I'll have to say that it has to be same resistivity, so that factor will not come into existence. It's going to be L2 by L1, and pi gets cancelled in the ratio, so it is going to be inverse proportionality. That means R2 square by R1 square. Okay guys, now see this. This is L2 by L1. What is given to us is L1 by L2. So L1 by L2 is 4 by 3. That means L2 by L1 का value हो जाएगा 3 by 4. So this is 3 by 4. Okay. And R1 by R2 is 2 by 3. So we'll have to square it, which makes it 4 by 9. Okay. So you cancel this. This also gives you the answer as 1 by 3. So that value is I1 by I2. Okay. Easy again. Question from 2004. Answer is 1 by 3. Yeah, answer is option B, guys. Cool? Having fun already? Let's not stop there. Let's move forward to the next one. Okay, now read this question, guys. What does this say? It has a circuit diagram given to you which has two batteries connected. One is 12 volts, another one is 2 volts. And you have two resistances. One is 500 ohms, another one is R, which is not known. Wahi pata lagana hai. We have to find out the value of this R. Now, what does question says apart from this? It says that in the live circuit, when the circuit is connected, switches are closed, there is no current which flows through the galvanometer. So I through galvanometer is basically 0. No current is flowing in this branch, which simply means in this particular part of the circuit, there will be no current at all. Okay, so using that information we have to find out the value of this resistance. तो इस resistance का value हम पता लगाते हैं. और अब properly हम उस zone में आ गए where we'll be applying Kirchhoff's current law as well as Kirchhoff's voltage law. KVL and KCL both will be applied here. Yeah, cool. So now guys, see, let me assume that the current that starts from 12 volts battery. Before we do that, let me just define the polarity. The bigger line in a battery is positive terminal, the smaller parallel line is the negative terminal. Similarly, this becomes positive and this becomes negative. That's what is the first thing that you should do. In a battery, define the polarity. After that, assume that some I1 current started from this battery and I2 current started from the other battery. Yes, I2 is 0. That is what is given in the question. Okay, so now what will happen? The way current will pass through a resistance, it will always drop some energy there, which means what? Potential will be dropped. So always the entering point of the current will be positive terminal, exiting point of the current from a resistance will be negative terminal. So this is basically your I1, and from here I2 is coming. And what happens at the junction if I1 and I2 are coming? Something has to go away. That means what? The current that will go away from the junction will be I1 plus I2, and same I1 plus I2 will come here. I2 will be branched out, I1 will be branched out. So this is how the circuit will be visible to all of you. Okay, can you see this? So far what I have done is KCL, Kirchhoff's current law has been applied. Current started from batteries which were there, junctions. Whenever we found the junction, the amount of current which is coming in is the amount of current that is going out of that junction. Similarly, we did the same here. I1 plus I2 came, so I1 went there, I2 comes on the right side. Okay guys, now next thing that I'm going to do is label this entire loop. So let me say that this is M, N, O, P, Q, R nahi bolunga, let me call it S. Okay, Now what we do in loop rule, in KVL, you have to select any of the loops. Right now there are 3 loops possible. One is this smaller square kind of loop that you see, the other one that you see, and the outer loop is also the loop. Okay. Our job is to find out the value of R. You can actually do the hit and trial in solving such questions, so no problem with that. We'll come to difficult problem, Omkar, do not worry. Okay, we'll come to that challenging problem as well. Okay guys, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move in this particular loop, and that too, say I'm going to move in anti-clockwise fashion starting from Q. So Q, P, O, S, Q is the loop that I'm going to follow, guys. Okay, so now what, in this particular thing, if I'm going to start from here, when I go from Q to P, you go from minus to plus. That means what? The potential will increase. If you move from negative to positive, think about your bank balance. You did not have money, now your account got credited. That means now your bank balance is positive. So you move from negative to positive, so your bank balance increased. So how much it increased? Increased by 2 volts. Now there is no resistance mentioned to the galvanometer, so it is not going to consume any energy. So it will be just left like that. So from P to O we came. Now from O to S, when you are moving, current will always go from positive to negative point of a resistance. So this time what is happening? You are going from positive to negative. This time the bank balance should decrease. And this is a resistance. So I times R. How much is the current? I1 plus I2 times R. And I'll have to put a minus sign because the bank balance decreased, the voltage decreased. And this value from S to Q, no element again available. So we have taken a complete loop. And in the complete loop, the value of entire voltage summation should be equal to 0. So when you rearrange this, it comes out to be R I1 plus I2 is equal to 2. And in question, I2 is given as 0. That is what is mentioned. There is no current that is flowing in the galvanometer. That means this branch has no current. So this entire SQPO has no current, guys. Which means what? If I need the value of R, all I have to do is 2 by I1 is what I have to find. That means I1 is the only thing that I need to find out. For that, I'm going to now work with M, N, O, P, Q, S, M. Okay. So M, N, O, P, Q, S, M is my next loop. So I start from M to N. I'm going from negative to positive. That means balance increases. Bank balance increased to become 12. Then you reach to the N, and N to O. When I'm going from plus to minus. That means decreasing potential. Means what? Minus I1 times 500. IR is what I have written. Move to O to P. Again, no resistance here. Now from P to Q, now I'm moving. I'm going from positive to negative. That means decrement in the bank balance of potential. Reached Q, Q to S, nothing is there. S to M, nothing is there. Completed the loop. So this entire value should be equal to 0 for the entire potential difference. So 12 minus 2 is 10. And this I times 500 goes to the right hand side. So I have 500 I1 is equal to 10, and simply I1 comes out to be 10 by 500, which is 1 by 50 ampere. So got the value of I1, guys. Now just put the value of I1 here. Okay. So R value will be what? 2 into 50. Putting up the value, R comes out to be 100 ohms. Which, my dear friends, is option B as the correct answer. Okay. Very nice, Rajat, Rishikesh, you are all able to solve this. Rahul has done it, Rajat has done it, Anushk has done it. Very nice, very nice. Yep. Tushal looks long right now, but this is a question that I have chosen to explain you the KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law, explain karne ke liye. Okay. Moving on, guys, to the next one. Now, look at this. This is question again from 2005, and in this question, guys, if you see another circuit, this circuit has again 2 batteries which are having their equal potential differences, or you can say they have the same voltage, that is E and E, but the internal resistances are different. One is R1 and another one is R2. They are the internal resistance of the battery, and both of them are connected in series, and they are connected to a external resistance capital R, sending a current I in the circuit. Okay. Now what does the question say? Question say that if the potential difference across source having internal resistance R2 is 0, means what? The potential difference across this battery is 0. What is the potential difference across a battery? It is E minus IR. So for this it will be E minus IR 2 equal to 0. That is given to us. The terminal potential is 0. We have to find out the value of capital R. What will be the value of capital R is what we have to do. Okay, fine guys. Now you can see that the two batteries are supporting each other. So the net value of potential is 2E. All the resistances are in series. So the net resistance is going to be R plus R1 plus R2. That means if I have to write the value of the current in the circuit, which is basically the total voltage, which is 2E divided by the total resistance, that is R plus R1 plus R2, that's the current that is flowing in the circuit. Also, as I have written there, E minus IR2, which is the terminal potential difference across the battery, which is having a resistance R2, it is given to be 0. Okay, now what do you do? Put the value of I here. So E minus 2E divided by R plus R1 plus R2 times R2 should be equal to 0. Okay, so what have I done? I've just put the value or the expression of I here. Now you can take E common, take it to the right side, it becomes 0, so you don't need to write E now. So you have 1 minus 2R2 divided by R plus R1 plus R2. Now we just need to simplify this. That means R plus R1 plus R2 minus 2R2 is equal to 0, because after taking LCM, this part will go towards the right side, that is 0, gets multiplied, becomes 0. Okay, now what? R plus R1 minus R2 is equal to 0, which simply means what? Take R1 plus R2 to that side, you will get R2 minus R1. Simple it is. Okay, that means the answer to this question is option A. Okay, very nice guys, very nice. Remember, at JEE Sprint we are doing easy kill topics. So there is a reason why these topics are called easy kill, because these topics are foolproof. You cannot make blunders in these chapters, and there are very, very high chances that you'll be able to solve it within 2 minutes, within a minute in fact. And whenever such questions come, all you have to do is just find those questions and solve it. In fact, next time when I'm going to meet you guys in the current electricity part 2 chapter, I'm going to share you a tip that how should you start the paper. That I'm not going to do today, I'll be doing it in the next session. Okay? Yes, 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 Rahul, latest questions will also come, do not worry. Now this next one guys. Let's have a look at this one. Yes, we have to find out the current I value in this circuit. Okay, this I has to be found. Guys, can you tell me, do you find anything specific about this circuit? Can you write that in the chat box? Is there anything particular about this circuit? कुछ याद आता है इसको देख के? कितने लोगों को याद आता है? Yes, Siddharth. Yes, 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 Astha, all of you got it. All of you got it. Yes. यही इस क्वेश्चन का फर्स्ट विजिबिलिटी और उसी टाइम पे क्रैक हो जाने वाला पॉइंट है. If you are able to get this point that this circuit is nothing but a Wheatstone bridge, then the question is done. Then it will not even take 15 to 20 seconds of yours. How do you get that? Well, let me label it first. Let me call it P, this one is Q, this one is S, and this one is T. So you know that if this is P, then this will be P. If this is Q, this point will be Q. So this will be S and this will be T. So now let me just try to give it the shape of a Wheatstone bridge. So this is P, this one is going to be T, okay, across which the battery has to be connected. This is how the battery will be connected. Okay, so this point becomes Q and this point becomes S. So you can see that between P to Q, you have 10 ohms. Between P to S, you have 5 ohms. Okay. Now between Q and T, you have 20. So this is 20. And between T and S, you have 10. Okay. I'm not drawing the branch which is there in middle, because now if you'll check the ratio, it is 10 by 5, which is 2, 20 by 10, that's also 2, which simply means what? R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4. Question done there. Which means what, guys? आप इसको simplify करते हैं, इस circuit का equivalent जो diagram बनेगा, that's a very simple one. You can see that 10 and 20 are in series. That means this is 30. This is P and T. Okay. 5 and 10, they are also in series. That means 15. So find out the net equivalent resistance. So R equivalent will be 30 into 15 divided by 30 plus 15, that is 45. Cancel this 3 times. Eventually, the net resistance of the circuit comes out to be 10 ohms, with this branch effectively not being there. Now calculate the current. Current is V divided by R equivalent, that is from your Ohm's law. So what is the value of voltage of the battery? That is 5. What's the value of the R equivalent? That is 10. That means 0.5 amperes. Okay, means what? Option B. Yes, Asta, B is the correct answer. Yes, Nishmita, Sayam, Rudraksh, Davis, Tushar. Okay, Davis. Well, guys, having fun already? If not, then try this one. Okay. Let's read the question, guys. Well, question says that the length of a given cylindrical wire is increased by 100%. Whenever you increase something by 100%, that becomes double, by the way. So due to the consequent decrease in the diameter, the change in the resistance of the wire will be how much? That's what you have to find out. Okay. So you know that if we speak about a wire which had a particular length, okay, so say it had a length L and say it had a radius R. Now you will increase the length of the wire, increasing it by 100%. That means you are making it 2L. So there will be some change in the diameter. It will become thinner basically, because you are increasing the length. Keeping what same? Keeping the volume of the thing same. Okay. You have to just basically find out the value of this R dash. Keeping the volume same means what? If earlier pi R square L was the volume, now the volume will become pi R dash square times 2L. Okay. Earlier the volume was pi R square L. Now it is pi R dash square times 2L. Pi cancels, L cancels. You have R dash square. The value of, just a minute, guys. So what did I do? Pi R square L is equal to pi R dash square 2L, cancelling L, cancelling pi, I get R dash square as R square by 2. Okay. What do we need to find? We need to basically find out the change in the resistance. We know that resistance is equal to rho L by pi R square, rho L by A. That means what? R2 by R1, or let's say that first earlier the resistance was R. So resistance becomes R dash, earlier it was R. Now R dash is proportional to the new length. New length is 2L, original length was L. It's inversely proportional to R square, so R dash will be proportional inversely to the new resistance, new radius, and the new radius square is basically R square by 2. Okay, so this is R square by 2 and this is R square. Okay guys, so this is L2 by L1 and this is R1 by R2 square. Okay, so cancelling this, cancelling R square, 2 goes up, we get 4, which means what, guys? We get R dash as 4R, means what? Because of this, because you increase the length, you know the formula, if you increase the length and what did happen? Radius got decreased, it became favorable for resistance to increase. Yeah, I can see that all of you have already got the answer as well. Well, quickly answer कर देते हैं. You can see that resistance has become the 4 times value of original one, which means an increment of 300%. But still, if you want to find out technically, delta R by R into 100 is what you have to find out. So how much is delta R? Earlier was R, now has become 4R. So 3R is the change. Original was R multiplied by 100, which simply means 300%. So the resistance is increased by 300%, guys. Okay. Easy one. Yes, Romit, Mugambo is already happy. Awesome. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Great. This feels awesome that you guys are solving along with me. Okay. Now, people were asking for advanced level, though the question is from JEE Main 2018, last year only. But this is my challenge to all of you. Try to find out the answer to this one. I told you in the beginning only I'll give you another question where that short trick you can apply, the method you can apply. So you have the question in front of you. This looks like a complicated circuit, yes or no? So in this complicated circuit, you have to find out what will be the equivalent resistance between A and B. You have your options here, and I'm giving you guys 20 seconds for this thing. Try to solve this question, and your time starts now. Come on. Try to apply the short trick if you have any. And if you followed the question number 1 that I discussed, you'll be able to answer this within 10 seconds. Come on, guys. Yeah. Come on, tell me the answer now. Okay. Last 5 seconds, guys. Yes, I can see people filling up the chat box now with the answers. Okay, last 5 seconds now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's it. Okay, I can see that many of you are answering it to be option A, and some of you have answered it as option D as well. Correct answer to this question is option D. This one is not the correct answer. Let's see how it comes. Pay attention to this part, guys. और जो मैंने method first question में बताया था, exactly वही follow करने जा रहा हूँ, and you'll be able to see that this question gets easily crackable and looks difficult, looks challenging. The moment you will apply what I've taught you in the first question, the method that I've taught you in the first question, see how easy this question becomes. Okay, so let me move from A to the next point. You find a resistance in between, all the resistances are equal. So let me call this point as P. Okay, now from P, if I move to the right, I can obviously move anywhere. Let me move to the right. In that branch, you don't find a battery, resistance, capacitor, or an inductor, which means what? No potential drop will happen. So this point is also P. Yes. From this point to this point, the point which is below this, you can see that again, nothing is there. That means this will also remain P. Move to the left, P. Now you can though name it for different points here. Let's call it Q, S because the resistance is there. Let's call it T, and let's call it say L. Randomly chosen alphabets, okay? But now if you will pay attention to this part, guys, what you will do here, if you will try to plot points as A, P and B first. Now what is happening, you can see that this resistance is between P and P. If you will connect a wire and you will connect it on both the points inside an electrical circuit, say on the walls which are there in your room, there is an electrical board. You see those 5 points which are there in which you insert the plug point. Yes. Any 2 points which are there, if you will take a wire, fold it and you will put it in the same 2 points, you are basically short circuiting it. I hope that you already know this. When you are basically putting any wire at the same potential difference on both the ends, there will be no flow of the current, which we call as the short circuit. Some of you already got that concept as well. You mentioned it here. And that is what basically, yes, therein short circuit is the basic thought which should come when we are looking at these points. So you see that effectively beyond this point to this side, or this side, or this side, everything is connected between P and P. Imagine that this entire circuit which is there now, whatever be the equivalent resistance of that you will find, you will try to simplify this diagram something like this. Okay, so this is P, this is P, this is B, and this is A. Yeah, and say this is already R, this is R, this is R, and you get something as R dash. But then what? You will find R dash and R equivalent resistance. That value will change it to some other value of resistance. Okay, so this is P, still P, and say you get R double dash. But what is happening now? Between P and P, there will be no flow of current. That means what? You can simply merge these points, consider it as a single point where no current is additionally flowing. So what you effectively do, you basically remove this resistance at all, and you just say that when current is starting from here, it goes here and comes back to B, just like this. Okay, so even if you connect a battery here, what you see, R resistance, wire, R resistance, and then battery again, which means what? You have two resistances which are connected in series. Can you see that? R and R are connected in series. Because of that, R equivalent will be R plus R and simply 2R. Now, because I had to explain it, it took this much amount of time. The moment you will draw these points here, you will realize short circuit ho gaya hai. You don't have to consider that part. Just consider a wire here. R plus R, 2R is the answer. This was a question which was supposed to be done in 10 seconds. Yes, Shubham, it is a good question, isn't it? Okay. Yes, very rightly said by Dhiren here. Some people look at it this way also, that current will always try to choose the path with minimum resistance. So why will it go to the part where it might have so much of resistance when it is getting a path without having any resistance to come across? So short circuit it. It's just coming directly there. Okay. Cool, guys. Now the next one. Okay, मैंने बोला था nodal analysis का question कराऊंगा मैं. I'll tell you the nodal analysis method and how to apply that. Now this is that question where we apply nodal analysis. Let's read the question. Question says that when the switch S in the circuit is closed, you can see that in the given circuit we have three resistances and the switch is there which is connecting the entire circuit to the earth. Earthing means no potential or zero potential difference. So when the switch S is closed, what happens? We have to find out the value of current I in this branch C to S, or let's call this point as S only. So CS branch में कितना current flow होता है, that is what we have to find out. Okay, now any other part has not been mentioned. What has been given? Potential of A is 20 volts, potential of B is 10 volts, potential of S will become 0 volts, and we do not know the potential of C. So usually nodal analysis method is called nodal analysis because there is a node involved there. What do I mean by a node? Node simply means a junction. So every time whenever there is a junction involved, you can think about a nodal analysis method, which works basically in sync with Kirchhoff's current law. Okay, so what is the node here? Point C is the node. Pay attention, guys. ध्यान से सुनना. Yes, I can see that some of you have already got the answer as well, but let's understand the method for people who still are not aware about the nodal analysis method or find it difficult. Okay, so point C का potential हमें नहीं पता है. We do not know the value of the potential of point C. Let me consider that value as V. Okay, V is the potential of point C. Okay, what you see in the diagram, that current I1 comes from A to C. Current I2 comes from B to C, and current I goes from that junction from C to S. Yes or no? So from KCL, can I say that I1 plus I2 is equal to I? ये लिख सकते हैं. Net incoming current is I1 plus I2 to the junction, and net outgoing current is I. Now how do we write current in general? It's basically potential difference divided by resistance, which is basically nothing but V equal to IR. So I equal to V by R बनना चाहिए. Now see this, guys. Now this is where you are going to get the nodal analysis method का crux क्या है. एक हमने nodal analysis के ऊपर पहला point क्या देखा? That you have to write the KCL equation at the node. So the total incoming current is equal to the total outgoing current. There could be multiple branches as well. So you just have to follow KCL first. First step is that. Second step is to write I1, I2 and I. Now you see that current is going from A to C. Which current? I1. I1 is going from A to C. which means what? This is higher potential, this is lower potential. Current always flows from higher to lower potential. That means what? The potential difference is 20 minus V. So 20 minus V is the potential difference in the branch AC. Okay, divide that by the resistance of the branch, that is 2, and you are basically writing V equal to IR. This is V by R equal to I1. Okay, understandable? Plus, now for I2, branch B to C पे आ जाते हैं. This is 10 volts, this is V volts, current is going towards B to C. That means what? Higher potential, I'll consider it as 10 minus V divided by the resistance, which is how much? It's 4. समझ में आया? Potential difference by resistance, potential difference by resistance. I1 and I2. Now go to the right hand side, guys. Now for right hand side, now we are writing for I. For I, the current is going from C to S. Now the current is going from C to S, which means what? V minus 0. Okay, so V minus 0 and divided by the resistance value, which is 2. Okay, cool guys. So now what? Let's take the LCM. This becomes 40. इसके बाद का पूरा calculation simple है. ये लिख देने का मतलब ही basically nodal analysis है. Once you are able to write this in this form, that's where nodal analysis का crux ends. After that only mathematics. So 40 minus 2V plus 10 minus V divided by 4 is equal to V by 2. Okay, means what? 40 plus 10, that is 50, minus 2V and V, 3V, 4 cancels 2 times, goes there, becomes 2V, which means what? This goes this side, 5V equal to 50. So V value when you solve it comes out to be 10 volts. Okay, now what was asked in the question, guys? Question में हमें पता लगाना था the value of the current I. तो हमें I calculate करना है, and I का value calculate करने के लिए I was how much? V minus 0 by 2. We found the value of V, that is 10 by 2, that means 5 amperes. Okay, option B it is. Explaining it one more time for all of you who are looking at nodal analysis for the first time. Whenever you come across any situation, any diagram, any circuit diagram which has nodes, nodes means junction, point where current has to branch out, ऐसे point पे जाके तुम nodal analysis लगा सकते हो. Okay, so say in this given diagram, C is the node and every other information is also there with you. So all you have to do is, according to the junction rule, where junction is your node, write the KCL equation, which you can see incoming current I2, incoming current I1 will get added up, has to give it equal to the outgoing current, that is I. After this, the second equation, which is basically the crux of this nodal analysis, is to write down the value of I1 and I2. What is I1? Potential difference in this branch divided by the resistance. What is I2? Potential difference in this branch divided by the resistance, that is 4. And what is I? Potential difference in CS branch divided by the resistance, that is 2. After that, just simplify and find out whatever was asked. Okay guys, easy it is. Okay, do not worry, the PDF of this thing will be available, and right now you guys can take a screenshot if you want to revise it later on. Okay guys, cool, fine. Now again, I have 2 questions for all of you as homework for today. This is the first one. This is the first one. Let me read the question for all of you. You can see that the entire circuit diagram is there. We have been given the value of R1 as 400 ohms. So R1 is given to us as 400 ohms. R3 is given as 100 ohms. R4 is given as 500 ohms. And R2 is unknown. This entire circuit has a 18 volts battery. What is given to us additionally is the potential difference across R4 is 5 volts. Okay, for this you have to calculate the value of R2, the missing resistance. Question from this year's JEE, and options are there on the screen. If you want, you can take a screenshot, guys. Okay, so 3, 2 and 1. So this was question number 1. This is question number 2 for all of you. Okay, again take a screenshot first. I'll explain it to you. उसके बाद में मैं explain कर दूंगा. This is a question from JEE 2004. Take a screenshot. Question says that the resistance of series combination of two resistances is S, and when they are connected in parallel, the combination is P. Given that S is equal to N times P, you have to find out the minimum possible value of this N. So N का value पता लगाना है. So guys, the first question before this one, let's call it homework question number 1, and this one, series and parallel one, is question number 2, homework question number 2. What do you have to do? After this session, sit back, solve the question, get the answer, match with the options, and then write in the comment box. Okay, that's what we have to do. And obviously, as always, which is a ritual that I follow, after some time, maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow morning, I'll be posting the correct answer to these questions, homework question number 1 and homework question number 2, guys. Okay, well, for all of you who are interested in covering more topics than what we are covering in JEE Sprint, as I always say that we have something called as a crash course for all of you. All you need to do is just follow this link, and you can use this coupon code as well to get a heavy discount on the crash course that we are running. Humongously helpful. If you are interested in that and if finances allow, then go for it. If not, stay back to Vedantu's JEE channel on YouTube as well. Okay guys, I hope that you guys had fun. I have to finish up the session now. There is another session coming up here. Okay, so if you guys are having fun with us at JEE Sprint with me, your Mugambo and Suri sir, so then last time I'll to say this, if you haven't liked the channel yet, go forward with it, tell your friends, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe it guys. Okay, so this was current electricity part 1, and I'll be seeing you guys again on the weekend, that is on Saturday, with current electricity part 2. और तब solve करेंगे questions based upon meter bridge, potentiometer and the temperature coefficient of resistance as well. Okay guys, you all take care. It was fun meeting all of you, and yes, Mugambo खुश है, and you guys also stay happy, keep smiling, keep having fun. Bye bye guys, take care.